Hello, I am Samantha Lamb, and I'm going to talk to you about some teacher tips for using NCWiseOwl. So let's get started. In NCWiseOwl, whether you are elementary, middle, or high, these tips will work for you. So I'm going to show you tips for Britannica, and the very first tip that I absolutely love is, let me find a search term, Titanic. So when I am doing research with my students, the number one most important thing is that it's something that can either be read to them or that they can read and adjust to meet their needs, whether it is a lower reader or a more advanced reader. So if they're more advanced and they need to be pushed, or they want and they're hungry for more information, I love that they can change their own reading level. This automatically bumped it up to middle school. I'm going to go back to elementary. If I need it to be read to my students, then they can click the read aloud feature.
On its first trip across the Atlantic Ocean,
So that's teacher tip number one. The articles can be adjusted to meet the needs of the reader. The second tip that I have is a translator. Oh my goodness, I cannot live without this. Our students come to us from all different backgrounds. We have several students from my school who speak multiple languages other than English, so I love this feature. The translate button is this globe icon, and it's located in the top right toolbox. Once you click on that, you can select your language. We've had several students that are speaking lots of different languages as we become more diverse. Spanish is one that I keep on for a lot of my students, and you can see that it will very easily translate the article for them. So, teacher tip number two, translator. The next tip that I want to show you is the dictionary that is built in. If students see a word that they are unfamiliar with, they can click on it and it will tell them what it means. Let's look at this word, immigrants. If the student's reading this and they can't pronounce it or they don't know what it is, they can double click it and a dictionary will pop up. All right, if they want to hear it pronounced or if they want to look at it in Spanish, it will show it to them. So that's the tip number three that I always like to show, the dictionary. The next tip is the citation maker. I use this when I'm teaching research, and it's just, I don't know why it's glitching like that. That's kind of funky. Let me go back to my, I don't know why my computer is looking kind of funny. I'm going to click on iceberg, which brings me to my next teacher tip. Something I tell students, if they're looking at things and they're just not really sure what they want to look at, they can always use these blue, bold words to sort of take them on a journey. And from there, they can click on the words, and it kind of takes them on this path. So back to what I was saying before that, before I got sidetracked with the bold words, is, I don't even remember what I was going to say. But yeah, so let's see. We talked about the citation. Oh, citation. That's what I was going to say. So this tool, I teach students whenever they use any information that they've gotten from a resource, they have to cite it. So they can click that. They can simply copy and paste the citation and pop it into their article in their Google Doc or whatever they're doing their research on. So I love that, citations. The same goes with pictures. A lot of times, I want students to make presentations and I want them to use pictures, but I also want them to cite them. So I teach them they can get this picture from here, but they have to cite the picture. So pictures also come with the citation maker. Love it. So let's see, we talked about citing, we talked about translating, we talked about the dictionary and the read aloud feature. I'm going to go home and back to the beginning. So when students, sometimes in the library with my lower grades, I do stations. And so I'll have my research station where I have 6 desktops set up, and I have it automatically set to Britannica School. So if students are finished checking their book out, or they just need some reading time and they can't find what they like, sometimes they just don't know what they like, I tell them to go sit down and just take a look at what's scrolling. So here it's kind of, you know, what we see on a lot of our websites. It's like an eye-catching attention grabber. So the students can sort of scroll through and use that to kind of help drive their interest till they can find something that they're wanting to read. So here we have an article about a barracuda. So that's a teacher tip number, I don't even know what number it is, but another teacher tip. You can use this as a station for research and reading. I hope that this has been helpful to you. I love for the older grades that you can get news articles, very modern feeling. And again, all of this is free, so we have access to all of it. I hope you take advantage of it. I hope that this module was helpful for you. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, and take care.